You know, life after 60 can look simpler from the outside. Fewer obligations, fewer places to be. But for a lot of us, it still feels busy inside our heads. You know what I mean? That instant background noise can drain energy, increase stress, make even simple days feel heavier than they need to be. So today, as I walk, I want to talk about simplicity after 60 and what I've let go to make life feel lighter and more manageable. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm out for my walk today, and I want to talk about simplicity after 60. Simplicity, get it? Fewer obligations. Yes, not minimalism, not getting rid of everything, and not just doing less for the sake of it. So I'm talking about letting go of things that quietly add stress and keep space for and allow you to keep space for the things that actually matter. Listen, I'm not a doctor. This isn't advice. I'm just sharing what I've noticed and what's helped me a little more calmly after 60. The problem isn't that life after 60 is too complicated. The problem is that we often keep carrying old routines. You know, how many old routines are you still doing that you may need to get rid of? Old expectations that you have of yourself, and old mental obligations. Do you have obligations to others that you feel is kind of antiquated, gone into antiquity? Yes, get rid of those. Even when they no longer fit the life we're living now. All of these things add the burden and keep us from leading the simple life that we need to live. When everything feels important, nothing really gets our full attention. And stress fills that gap. You know, if this feels familiar, you're not alone. Most people never stop to think this. What changed for me? You know, what are the things that actually changed for moi? I let go of unnecessary pressures. You don't need them. I stopped expecting myself to keep the same pace that I did. I even had thoughts that even though I wasn't working, that I still needed to work, and I still have that gut feeling. I probably always will. Feel like I should be working. But you know what? Here's the crazy thing. I enjoy it. I've got 3 YouTube channels that instead of sucking the life out of me, are actually giving me reason to enjoy my retirement. Yeah, YouTube, having a YouTube channel gives me here's the things with owning a YouTube channel. Just real fast. You're your own boss. You're producing something great, and it gives you something good to do. So, letting go of that pressure didn't mean giving up. It just meant that I would adjust to where I'm at now. I'm retired. I love being retired. I am so blessed that, and you would be too if you're not working and you're retired. And hopefully, I pray that you have enough money in your retirement that you don't have to worry about retirement. Otherwise, you're probably working. And I'm sorry for that, but things happen and stuff. So I reduced my daily decisions. Yeah, I simply reduced daily decisions. I simplified routines. So I wasn't constantly deciding what to do next. Pretty much I have a few things that I personally do that I want to be really good at. One is to take care of my dear wife, who's still working, and I wish she was retired with me. I'm a tad bit older than her, so she's got a couple more years. Yeah, doing these YouTube channels, that's a priority. You know, obviously, because of the channels, I need to keep myself happy and healthy. Otherwise, it'd be a farce. And I'd be telling you crap that didn't matter, right? So, yeah, I'm trying to prioritize the actual things that are important to me by reducing my daily stress and letting go of unnecessary pressure. You know, I actually got clear on what deserves my actual attention. What deserves my attention? So, you know, a lot of my stress came from giving mental energy to things that didn't really deserve it, right? We all have those. Stop doing it. Once I decided what actually mattered, saying no, letting things go, became much easier. Man, I want nothing but good things for you folks out there. If in the comment you comment, this is what's going on in my life, I can help you. I can help you research some things. You know, use ChatGPT, and maybe we can figure things out together. So comment. You know, I want to hear from you. I honestly want people to communicate with me and tell me, you know, either, yeah, I'm doing what you're saying, or, you know, your stuff's a bunch of bull crap. So most of the things that I talk about are very serious. They may have bias from me, and that's only bias because I found that they work. So I have to assume that might work for you. You are the one that is going to have to decide for yourself what works for you and what doesn't. What I talk about here, just think of as more food for thought, you know? So, you know, if you want to try this, here's a simple exercise that helped me a lot. Take a piece of paper and physically write this out. I'm telling you, you know, I'm giving you an opportunity to get started simplistic. Take out a piece of paper, and then I want you to physically write this out. Write down the times that matter the most in your life and list the things that truly belong in each one. You know, daily, walking, meals, rest, thinking time. Time to figure out what problems need to get solved that minute and which ones are so insignificant they can be put off for later. Weekly, so daily. Weekly, errands, planning, social time. Yeah, you gotta have some social time. Plan it out. Maybe you're the one who creates the impetus for getting a group together to go bowling or play pickleball. I've never played pickleball. So daily, weekly, monthly appointments. Things like a Costco day. You know? I think a lot of our day-to-day products we buy at Costco in bulk, and it saves money. So it's getting hot. Was 54. Today is going to be, I think, 60 at the high, a little bit cooler than it's been. So the goal is to see it, not necessarily remember it. You can keep it laying on your desk at your house. Once it's written down, these things you allow yourself to focus on and schedule. Those are the things that should matter to you, right? Giving you an opportunity to write it down, place it into the categories, and say, yeah, this is mine. And then as you go along, you can add items, figure out where they go, daily, weekly, monthly. When something new pops up, you decide where it belongs, daily, weekly, monthly. If it doesn't belong anywhere, you let it go, right? I'm going uphill. You can tell I'm starting to use more lung power. That's how simplicity actually works in real life. Let me say it again. Anything that isn't written down doesn't get ongoing mental energy. That's how it works. That's how life works. So, hi, I'm Kevin. Simplicity after 60 isn't about doing less for the sake of it. It's about making room for what actually matters and concentrating on those things. If you got fewer things to concentrate, it becomes easier, more simple. So letting go of a few things made life feel calmer, clearer, and more manageable for me. You know, this is what's helping me now in my life after 60s. So, you know, I urge you to take what helps, leave the rest for the things that I talk about. And of course, stick with me. I've got more coming out in the future. Subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to ask you to. So, you know, think about it. You know, think about the things that you can remove from your life. Things that will make it a little bit easier on that you can concentrate on and really make those your behutch. So, thanks for walking with me today. I'll see you on the next walk. And check out this beautiful, beautiful walk that I'm on.